Hello everybody. I have been getting a lot of questions for some time now about how I stream and how I record. So I play on an iPad, an iOS device. I play on an iPad, a 12-inch, and I stream from the Mac. So everything I'm going to say here is pretty much Mac, iOS specific. Everything is available on Windows, but there are some things that are slightly different. So to record, just to record the game and make my videos, I just use the screen record on the iPad. And if you get your little dock thingy here, I'm not sure what it's called, you'll have a screen record option here. I don't have it because I'm connected to the computer right now, but that's where you would record. If you don't have this button, then you can Google how to enable screen record on your device, whatever it is, iPhone or iPad, and it will tell you it's in the settings somewhere to go ahead and make this button appear here. Mine is grayed out, but if you don't have it even enabled, it won't even be there. So that's how I record. Do most of my recordings is using that. And then afterwards, after I've recorded, to add the live, to add the chat to audio commentary, I use a program called Final Cut Pro, which does cost quite a bit of money on the Mac, and there's an option to add voice to it, like commentate a video in there. But other movie editing, video editing software will do the same thing. There'll be an option to add voice overlay. So anyway, that's how I record. And the thing also here is you also have in-game record here, which you can in-game record without any of the overlay, anything like this button here won't appear and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's that. But how I stream? Well, the very first thing you need to do is have a way of getting your iPad into the computer. On the Mac, I use QuickTime now, which is here. I have it here in my dock here, QuickTime Player. And then for my purposes of this, I use movie record. So when you go up here, you'll go add new movie recording. And I've already got one going, which is why it's grayed out. So that's how I get video from the iPad into the computer. And that's the main thing. One little thing with this is when you start a recording, you start with this screen. You'll go here and you'll select your camera, which is the iPad. And you'll also select your microphone, which is the iPad. For both of those, iPad and iPad. Okay, and then you will have game sound. If you don't select the audio, especially the microphone, you won't have game sound. All right, and then you also have to make sure its volume is turned up. Okay, so that's getting game onto computer. Now, how to get all of this to stream. I use a program called Streamlabs, which is newly-ish available for Mac. It's been available for PC for some time. The thing about Streamlabs is in any streaming software. On Windows, it's pretty straightforward. On Mac, there is no way, and this is a Mac OS thing, there's no way to get audio from your desktop into like another program for it to use. So you have to use a third-party software. So Streamlabs actually has this all worked out for us. Because you got to get your game audio. You don't just want the video. The video is easy. You also want the audio. So for the video, we're going to have the iPad, the QuickTime. But for the audio, even though I can hear it, that's not going to go into the stream as is. So I need a secondary program. And for that, Streamlabs has actually come up with capturing desktop audio in Streamlabs for OBS for Mac. I use iShowU, which is the second option here. I've never used Loopback. The instructions they do use iShowU. However, if you go to the iShowU website, it says that there is a different program available, new. This SWB audio capture. I hope it works the same way. The reason is, and it tells you why. Apple are deprecating the older text-based approach. So eventually iShowU audio capture is going to stop working. So anyway, for future reference, you want to use this or the other option they gave you, which is Loopback. Right now, though, on Catalina, iShowU audio capture still works. And that's what I'm using, and that's what I'm going to show you here. It goes through, you go step by step, and you had to read everything in order to set this up. You go step by step through on how to set all of this up. You're going to have a system extension block. It's going to show you how to get by that, everything all the way down. And then this can be really complicated, so you need to read everything, and then at the end you'll have it. This is the most frustrating part of setting up streaming on Mac. And it's anything, unless you use the PS4's internal. If you want to stream from the Mac, you've got to do this. And then you have your multiple output device. Now, this is the last step here, and you've got to do this for every stream. This is a system setting, so you're up here in System Preferences. So your System Preferences here, and Audio. So you need to come in here, and for your output, always hit Record Stream, or whatever you've named that thing. If you just use any of these other options, you're not going to get the game sound. So this is something you have to remember to do every single stream, is enable this. So once I have that enabled, I now am going to have game sound coming through my stream. A good way to test all of this is to actually record using Streamlabs and see if you get everything you intend to get. So now I think we can get rid of this. And now we have Streamlabs here. So I've got my QuickTime window open here, which I need with all my settings right. I can hear my sound. And then I'm ready to set up Streamlabs. So one thing you have to do that is helpful to do with YouTube, and that I do every time, is I schedule streams now. Now this has gotten a little weird, so I hope it still works the way it's been. But if you schedule a stream on YouTube, I'm not sure you can do so on Twitch, then you can put in all of your options. So your chat options, your latency, so how quickly the video is from live in the game to the stream, so that there's only like maybe 6 or 8 seconds delay rather than 30 seconds delay, depending on how good how good your internet connection is too. But anyway, you can set all that up in YouTube on a scheduled stream, and then select that stream in Streamlabs. Now that's the way it has worked up until today. I'm hoping it still works that way. So just note, something went funky in my thing, so maybe this isn't something that is working. Anyway, let's set up Streamlabs. So right now I have what I do. Everything is here. I have my game screen. I have my audio input capture, which is my microphone. I have my text. I have my viewer count, the YouTube count. I have my chat box, which of course is empty right now. And I have my image, which is my background here. And how we set all of this up is I'll show you one step at a time. So I'm going to add a new scene. And this is how you can have multiple. So I have one for Sky, and then I can have another setup for if I do PS4. So we're going to do this, and we're going to say my source is, first of all, I need my game sound, get my game screen. Window capture is what I use. You may be able to use a video capture device on Windows, I don't know, but on iOS I need to use this. On iOS Mac I need to use window capture. That's how I'm going to capture the game screen. And now it's going to ask me if I want to use the existing. Right now I don't, I want to add a new one. Okay, and add source, and I'm going to select the window of QuickTime Player. And that shows me what I got. And then that's it. Now I've got my game screen. And of course you can move it and you can resize it however you want. And then I'm going to add another thing, which is my chat. And this gives you all the things you can do here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to add my microphone. So I'm going to add an audio input capture. Add source. That's from my mic. I want to do a new one because that's the one I already got here. Add source, default, and external microphone. That will capture my microphone. Now another thing we need to do is we actually need to get that game audio in, because right now we're not going to have it. Even though you can hear it, it's not going to come through on if I hit record and tried to record. So we need to go down to settings, which is this guy here. And I think most of these settings I've left default. I think the only thing I change is audio. So audio, the mic auxiliary device is going to be iShowU audio capture, or whichever one you set up. It's not your the one you created, but it's just whatever you used, whatever. Like, so I used iShowU audio capture, that's what's here. And that's going to be on mic auxiliary device 1. And now you can see you have some game sound. If I do something, you can see it react. Okay? Now, so this now is my microphone on this one. And this is my desktop sound. Now this desktop sound with iShowU, this is going to capture all desktop sound. So if you get an email or a text through your computer, it's going to sound that. If you get a phone call, it's going to sound that. You play music, it's going to sound that. Unfortunately, it's not going to also like mute whatever else is happening. So if you play music, you're going to have game sound on top of music unless you just don't have your game sound on, which of course you can do. If I just go turn this down, I will have no game sound and it hears nothing. If I go play music, it will hear that instead. Okay? Okay, so next I'm going to add my chat. So if I go in here and click this, and this is all the standard stuff, and then this is widgets. The chat box is a widget. So we'll do that and that. Do a new one. Add source. And this one you can change the height and width up here to whatever you want it to be. It gives you some preview text. So I will go say 300 and 500. It's around maybe 200. And then all these are, you have to play with this to see what you want. I don't remember how I had it set up. But anyway, that's going to give you a chat box. And then you can resize it. You can play around with it a little bit to see where you want it to be. I then also have, say, the image and my text so that I can have a little bit more on this screen. And the thing is, with the iPad, this is the size of my, that's the size of the window I have here. That's the dimensions of the window I have here. On iPhone, you're going to have a much longer screen, but it's going to be narrower. So you're going to have some space at the top and bottom instead of at the side. So you can play with that a little bit. See here, I'm going to have space at both sides. So what I did is I just moved this over and added the chat over here, plus my little things down here. So if I go back here, you can see my finished. Here, I have the space here I'm utilizing for the chat screen, which is why I added the chat to it. If I was on iPhone, it would make this narrower here, but this longer through the whole screen. So it's a little bit funky with iPhone to find a way you want to overlay. But this is how you can just play with it with whatever device you've got. You can play with dimensions of everything and see just how you want to set up your view. So that the stream is going to see everything that is on this screen. The stream is going to see everything here. And with chat, every time I start a stream, I have to come here and I have to say source and refresh so that it picks up the chat that is currently in that active stream. I have to do that after I've gone live. There's no way to do it before you've gone live to make sure it shows up. So I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure with Windows it's a little more straightforward because you don't need to go get the game sound from outside. I think what's going to happen with Windows is that there's going to be when you first start Streamlabs, like a default, you're going to have a desktop sound, desktop capture here. And I think that's what you use for Windows to get. It doesn't work on the Mac. I have to go through and use this. And of course this is going to be, you can move these things around to which order you want them in. So I put the chat box, or especially the image up top, that image space is going to be up. So this is the order that things are, just like any graphics program, if you're familiar with those. It's going to be the order that things are showing in, and it's going to affect this over here as well. Not sure why we have these over here. But that is the basic setup for a stream. Then obviously you have to connect this to whatever account you're streaming to, YouTube, Twitch, whichever. There's all kinds in Streamlabs. There's the settings here. There's all these settings for what you can do. Like I said, most of them I keep default. There's also a dashboard here. And this gives you all sorts of other stuff, whatever else is available in the thing. And there's all kinds of stuff in Streamlabs that you can do. And in here is also where when you first open Streamlabs, it's going to ask you to link your account with a streaming service of some sort. When you are ready to go live, all you do is go down here and hit go live. Now, of course, there's this other stuff. This is all going to tell you your stream, what your stream is acting like when you're live. You'll see stuff here. It tells you what's going on. I have a mini feed which tells me other things. You can test widgets, which is kind of cool. If you have widgets, now I don't have any right now because this is stuff that added too much to the. It created lag in the stream. Record will let you record whatever you have here. Now there's a way to choose not to record everything that you have that's streaming, so you can record just the game while in stream everybody's seeing everything. So if you wanted to record your stream without the chat and without everything you've put in Streamlabs, obviously the game is going to be the game, so you're still going to see chat, you're still going to see icons, but there you won't have like this and this, all that stuff that you add on. So the chat on the right won't be there. That's an option though. Right now I have it set to record everything. Then you can also schedule a stream here, which is the same as scheduling it in YouTube basically. Now to go live, you hit go live, and then you can select. Now normally this was giving me the option to select my scheduled stream. I don't know if maybe when the scheduled stream is upcoming, like in a few minutes, this will change. But right now, I'm not getting that option. I'm only getting the option to create new, which is unfortunate. I'm hoping, though, this isn't a problem. But anyway, you would then select what you want to do here. So right now, my only option is to create a new event. And you would confirm and go live. This, again, is a setting. You can actually, you could set it so that once you hit go live, you just go live, if that's what you want. I would rather not do that. But that's how you do that. This is a really great program to stream from. It is a little bit buggy still. I ended up wiping my whole thing somehow, and I get a few crashes. But it's a really nice software to use for streaming because everything is right here in it. Everything's right here available. Using OBS Studio, which I used to use, you kind of had to pull things in from elsewhere and go searching for the chat widget, searching for the audio setup for the Mac. Was getting the desktop audio was just something, it wasn't happening, it wasn't working. So this is really nice because it's all right here included with everything's here. That's it. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any suggestions for me of how I can make my life easier, let me know that too. Okay. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.